Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Sam Redgate-Large channel, and today we are doing my 5 predictions for the rest of the Formula 1 season. It is Spa weekend this weekend, and so why not, let's chuck in some of my predictions for the second half of the season. If you are new to this channel, do be sure to smash that like button and do hit subscribe as well for weekly Formula 1 and football content. But without further ado, let's just jump into it. So, the way that this is going to work is they're going to get more outrageous each time for these predictions, and we're going to go with a 5-yard tap in, and we're going to go Max Verstappen will be world champion. He'll become double world champion come the end of this season. He's miles ahead of Charles Leclerc now, and I just can't see a way that Charles Leclerc brings this one back. Even if Max Verstappen were to lose 3 races on the bounce, Charles Leclerc, if he won all of them, still wouldn't be ahead of Max Verstappen. It's too big a gap in my opinion. So even if Max has a little bit of a wobble, I'm still confident that Dutchman and Red Bull will be taking home both the Drivers' and the Constructors' Championships. My second prediction is that Ferrari will lose out to Mercedes. I think the consistency and the poor strategy and reliability of Ferrari are going to let them down. Mercedes have been so consistent this season, 1 DNF between the two of them, and of course that was when George Russell got out of his car concerned about Guan Yu Zhou at Silverstone. I think Mercedes have made the best out of a bad run. To be honest, I could see if Ferrari book their ideas up and sort out their strategists and sort out their reliability, I can definitely see them being able to push and maybe close that gap on Red Bull. But realistically, Mercedes, their consistency's too good, and I think with the calibre of driver they've got in Lewis and George, I think they're going to be able to finish second in the Constructors this season. My third prediction for the end of this season is that Mick Schumacher will have more points than Kevin Magnussen. Despite Kevin Magnussen having a good opening few weeks to life, returning of course to F1, Mick Schumacher has started to book his ideas up and he started to score higher positions and of course score some points as well, with Austria being the peak of that. I'm looking forward to seeing Mick in the back end of this season, and once those upgrades are fully sorted for Haas as well, they look like they could be in a really fast car. Of course, Mick Schumacher is without a contract at the end of this season, so he does have lots to prove, and potentially finishing above Kevin Magnussen could be the absolute dream for him. My penultimate prediction for the end of this season is Fernando Alonso will get himself on the podium. We've seen him drive some incredible races so far this season and incredible individual performances, particularly in qualifying in Canada, and of course there have been a number of races as well where he's shown that he still does have that quality and that talent. For me, I'd also love to see Sebastian Vettel also make the podium before he does retire, but Alpine definitely have the pace to potentially get themselves on a podium, so I won't be surprised if you saw Fernando Alonso or Esteban Ocon, but my prediction is that Fernando Alonso will get himself a podium. Last but not least, my final prediction is that Lando Norris, yes, Lando Norris, is going to get his first win of the season this season. I don't know how it will happen, I don't know when it will happen, but I've got that feeling that Lando will make up for the Russian Grand Prix last year, where he had the win between his fingertips. I think this season he will finally get that result, and I'm looking forward to the day that Lando Norris stands on a top step. Of course, I'd love to see Danny Rick stood on a step with him as well, but that's my prediction. Lando Norris will be a Formula 1 Grand Prix winner by the end of the season. If you have enjoyed this video, guys, do be sure to smash that like button, do hit subscribe as well, and let us know in the comments what are your wild, wacky predictions for the rest of the 2022 Formula 1 season. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Cheers!